I'm running out of ways to say that the Red Sox have been playing bad baseball lately. There's only so many times you can you can go into details about how the Red Sox need to improve or how they've been playing really bad without just repeating yourself and just saying the exact same thing over and over again. They lost the series to the Rays 1-2. Hey, positives, didn't get swept. Negatives, the offense has no consistency at all, and the bullpen, man, it's hard to believe that this bullpen was once, even like 2 weeks ago, the bullpen was a strength for this team, and now the bullpen could not hold a lead. I mean, the Red Sox were up 20-1 going into the 9th inning on Wednesday and ended up winning the game 20-8 because Phillips Valdez gave up 7 runs in the 9th. Like, lucky we had 20 runs, right? It's like the team keeps finding ways to lose games. It's really astounding. But, like I said, everything that I could say about this Rays series and the reasons the Red Sox lost are things that I've already said. At least we got a couple of good starts from the starters. Eduardo Rodriguez pitched well on Tuesday. Ended up losing the game, not his fault. And Nate Eovaldi was absolutely brilliant on Wednesday. And Tanner Houck went 5 good innings yesterday, and then Wander Franco kind of spoiled his night. Wander Franco is so good. Is it Franco or Franco? I've heard it both ways, even on the broadcasts. But either way, that kid is awesome. Like, what a find by the Rays. He's going to be special. By the way, he ruined an otherwise pretty good night from Tanner Houck. With I'm assuming you know by now, but he hit a bomb off of him after a long at bat, and that just kind of that ended Houck's day effectively. Starting pitching, not really that big of a problem in this series. The bullpen pooped the bed hard in game 1. And, gave up 7 runs in the 9th in game 2 and I'll say they didn't stop the bleeding in game 3. They just let it get worse. And in game 3, the offense was miserable. They were just pathetic. So there really wasn't going to be anything the pitching could do. In game 3, when the offense only scores 1 run, you can't expect to win that game. Excuse me. But, yeah. Here's something I don't understand. I don't understand why Hansel Robles is still getting, time. Is still, getting to come into these games. I mean, Josh Taylor is in. This is yesterday's game. Josh Taylor is in. There's 2 outs. Runners on, or two outs and 2 on, and Cora has Josh Taylor intentionally walk a batter to get through that 3-batter minimum, and then he puts Hansel Robles in. Why? Like, what do we think Hansel Robles is going to do? He's terrible. And guess what? He balked in a run. Like, that's the most Hansel Robles thing to do that I've ever seen. Of course he balked in a run. Like, naturally. He's Hansel Robles. Can we just not, like, can we not use this guy in, like, important situations anymore? Like, is that something that, is that too much to ask? To not put in the worst reliever on the team? I mean, like, you know he's bad when I'm willing to admit that he's worse than Adam Ottavino at this point. Like, he's terrible. He balked in a run. Unbelievable. So, the Red Sox have lost 10 out of their last 13 games. They're 5 games behind the Rays now. And the Yankees and the Blue Jays have both been playing really good baseball lately. I'm going to check the wild card standings here. If the season ended today, the Red Sox would have the second wild card spot. But, like I said, the Yankees and Toronto are quickly overtaking them for that. You know, the hope is that, you know, we're going to get Chris Sale back tomorrow and Kyle Schwarber back. Well, Kyle Schwarber's going to appear. You know, I can't say Kyle Schwarber's going to get back for us because he's never had an at-bat for the Red Sox yet. So Kyle Schwarber's going to make an appearance at some point, you'd think. And hopefully those two guys can help stop the bleeding a little bit and maybe give the team the juice it needs to sneak into the playoffs. But the fact that I'm sitting here talking about sneaking into the playoffs after this team had one of the best records in baseball at the trade deadline is astonishing. You know, I said if the Red Sox lose the series against the Rays, then the division race, we can pretty much call it now, right? Like, the Rays are probably going to win the division. There's a really high probability. I know there's still quite a bit of baseball left to play. The season's not over. It's not over till it's over. I know that. But, like, you know, use your eyes. Look at what's happening. I would say the thing the Red Sox are hoping for now is a wild card. And even then, it's not looking great. It's not looking great. Yankees are 2 games back of them for a wild card. So I guess, when do we start talking about next year? When do we start looking towards the off season to see what, you know, Chaim Bloom is going to do to get this team back to being a contender? I'd say it'd be foolhardy to start talking about that now. You know, it'd be jumping the gun a little bit. Because, like I said, the team is still in the driver's seat for a wild card spot. But they are quickly losing control of the car. Hydroplaning all over the road. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's really nothing to say that hasn't already been said. I just really hope the Red Sox can sweep the Orioles. Like I said in my last last time I talked about this, I said the Red Sox have to sweep the Orioles. It has to be. You have to sweep. Red Sox haven't won consecutive games since July. Haven't won a series. I mean, you can't win consecutive games and you can't win a series, right? You would think that. I guess you could, but it's not likely. And they haven't won a series all August. So at this point, it might be a little too much to ask them to sweep the Orioles. But the Orioles are really bad. And if you can't sweep the Orioles, then who can you beat? You know what I mean? Gotta sweep the Orioles. Let's start there. Hopefully, I mean, it's a home series against the Orioles. Hopefully that can help the Red Sox just get back on their feet. But I'm not gonna, you know, hold my breath. Go Red Sox.